Hello everyone. Today, let's focus on the turmoil and development of the Iberian Peninsula in the 10th century. How did different cultures and religions intertwine long ago, influencing today's Europe? 1. The territorial struggle between the Kingdom of Leon and the Umayyad Caliphate. The 10th century Iberian Peninsula was a time of intense territorial conflict between the Kingdom of Leon and the Umayyad Caliphate. What was this era like? The legacy of the Visigothic kingdom and its succession. In the 5th century, this region flourished as part of the Roman Empire before being ruled by the Visigoths. However, by the 8th century, the Visigothic kingdom faced its downfall due to the invasion of Muslims. The end of the Visigothic kingdom paved the way for the rise of new powers, and its legacy was inherited through the Kingdom of Asturias. In the late 8th century, remnants of the Visigothic kingdom retreated to the mountainous regions of the north and established the Kingdom of Asturias. This marked the beginning of the Reconquista, the Christian effort to reclaim lands under Muslim control. The Kingdom of Asturias became the standard-bearer for the Christian revival in the northern Iberian Peninsula, solidifying its position as a cultural and military stronghold. However, the political center of the Asturias kingdom gradually shifted westward, leading to the emergence of a new kingdom. By the 10th century, control of the region passed to the Kingdom of Leon. The Kingdom of Leon inherited the legacy of the Asturias kingdom and successfully expanded the Christian territory southward. This expansion involved numerous battles against the Muslims, while simultaneously solidifying the Christian foothold. The rise of the Kingdom of Leon. The rise of the Kingdom of Leon was based on the cultural and political legacy of the Visigothic kingdom, strengthening the position of Christians on the Iberian Peninsula. The founders of the Kingdom of Leon inherited the legacy of the Kingdom of Asturias, while harboring ambitions to govern a broader territory. In the 10th century, the Iberian Peninsula was under Muslim control, and Christian territory was limited to the northern regions. The establishment of the Kingdom of Leon marked the beginning of a new chapter in the Christian expansion southward, known as the Reconquista. The rulers of Leon sought to enhance their military strength and gradually expanded their territory by confronting Muslim forces. The Kingdom of Leon notably advanced in both military and cultural aspects. They organized a powerful army centered around Christian knights, achieving victories in battles against Muslims. Additionally, the capital city of Leon flourished as a cultural center for Christianity, with the construction of numerous churches and monasteries, symbolizing the Christian identity of the region. Moreover, the Kingdom of Leon demonstrated flexibility by incorporating cultural and scientific knowledge through dialogue with Muslims. During this period, the Iberian Peninsula became a multicultural exchange hub with Christians, Muslims, and Jews influencing each other. The rise of the Kingdom of Leon was a crucial step toward the long-term goal of the Christians' conquest of southern Iberia. While confronting Muslim forces, the rulers of Leon continued to uphold Christian values and worked tirelessly to establish the position of Christians on the Iberian Peninsula. Golden Age of the Umayyad Caliphate. The peak of the Umayyad Caliphate occurred in the 10th century under the rule of Abd ar-Rahman III, symbolizing the golden age of Islamic culture on the Iberian Peninsula. In 929, Abd ar-Rahman III declared himself caliph and established an independent caliphate with Córdoba as its capital. This solidified Córdoba's position as one of the political and religious centers of the Islamic world. During his reign, there were significant advancements in science, culture, and the economy. Córdoba emerged as one of the most developed cities in Europe, flourishing as a hub of learning and the arts. The libraries boasted vast collections, and scholars contributed to the development of astronomical instruments like the astrolabe. There were also major advancements in philosophy, mathematics, and medicine, with Islamic medical knowledge spreading throughout Europe and greatly contributing to the development of medieval medicine. Economically, innovations in agricultural techniques, particularly through the introduction of irrigation systems, led to remarkable improvements in agricultural production. This allowed the Umayyad territories, including Córdoba, to produce high-quality silk, textiles, and ceramics, which were exported to Europe, Africa, and the Middle East through Mediterranean trade routes. Additionally, Abd ar-Rahman II's reign saw notable architectural developments, exemplified by the construction of the Great Mosque of Córdoba la Mezquita, This magnificent mosque is regarded as a masterpiece of Islamic architecture and continues to captivate many visitors today. The peak of the Umayyad Caliphate under Ad ar-Rahman III represents a crucial period that established the prosperity of Islamic culture on the Iberian Peninsula, with its influences extending throughout medieval Europe. This era fostered vibrant intercultural exchanges, resulting in significant advancements across science, culture, and the economy, profoundly impacting the subsequent development of European culture. Territorial struggles between the two powers. In the 10th century, the Umayyad Caliphate, under the rule of Ad ar-Rahman III, entered a golden age, flourishing in southern Iberia and showcasing a vibrant Islamic culture. The capital, Córdoba, thrived as a global center of knowledge and culture, gathering the finest Islamic scholarship. Meanwhile, the Christian Kingdom of León was also inheriting the legacy of the Asturian Kingdom and aimed to expand its territories. The rulers of León sought to push their borders southward against the Islamic forces, engaging in numerous battles throughout this process. One significant event was the Battle of Samancas in 939, where Ramiro II of León defeated the army of Ad ar-Rahman III, temporarily establishing León's independence and the superiority of Christian power. Despite this victory, the Umayyad Caliphate remained a formidable force, and the borders between the two powers fluctuated continually. The conflict between León and the Umayyad Caliphate was part of the Reconquista, a long-term struggle by Christians to reclaim territories under Muslim control in the Iberian Peninsula. This struggle involved frequent battles, skirmishes, and shifts in territorial boundaries. During Ad ar-Rahman I's reign, the cultural prosperity centered in Córdoba also influenced León's cultural development, creating a fertile ground for cultural exchange between the Christian and Islamic worlds. Alongside the wars, there were also peaceful interactions such as trade and intellectual exchanges, coexisting with cultural prosperity and conflict. 2. The birth of the County of Catalonia. The history of the Catalonia region, corresponding to present-day Barcelona in Spain, is significantly marked by the establishment of the Spanish March by Charlemagne, which laid the groundwork for the formation of the County of Catalonia. This development symbolized a crucial step towards enhancing the region's independence, as it became a new center of power by pledging allegiance to the King of West Francia. The establishment of the County of Catalonia represented not only a shift in political power, but also the beginning of a local identity that would shape the region's future. The legacy of Charlemagne, the establishment of the Spanish March. Charlemagne, a symbolic figure of the Frankish kingdom that built a powerful empire in European history, directed his ambitions toward the Iberian Peninsula in the late 8th to early 9th century. At that time, much of the peninsula was under Muslim control, with Christian kingdoms relegated to mountainous areas and northern corners. Charlemagne sought to change this. His campaigns culminated in the establishment of the Spanish March, a buffer zone against Islamic forces. This area corresponds to what is now Catalonia, and was considered the front line for Christian defense in the western Mediterranean. Charlemagne aimed to prevent the expansion of Islamic influence and to extend the power of the Frankish kingdom. This march became a significant boundary between Islamic forces and Christian kingdoms, later establishing itself as a center for Mediterranean trade. The establishment of the Spanish March strengthened Christian influence in the Catalonia region, while enhancing its distinctiveness and importance. The march functioned as a hub for agriculture, trade, and military operations, serving as an essential contact point with Islamic forces. The strategic geopolitics established by Charlemagne laid the foundation for Catalonia to develop a sense of independence and its own political system in the future. Loyalty to the King of the West Franks, the formation of the County of Catalonia. The transition from the Spanish March to the County of Catalonia represents a significant turning point in the political landscape of the Iberian Peninsula. Between the 9th and 10th centuries, while maintaining loyalty to the King of the West Franks, local nobles sought greater political autonomy. The Catalan nobility wished to distance themselves from the centralizing influence of the Frankish kingdom and solidify their own power. After Charles the Bald, the grandson of Charlemagne, ascended to the throne of the West Frankish kingdom, the nobles of this region began to strengthen their alliances to protect their status and establish local authority. They became known as the Counts of Catalonia, building their own political system. This included having their own laws, making their own policies, and maintaining their own military forces. This movement significantly contributed to the strengthening of the Catalonia region's independence and identity. The County of Catalonia was strategically located along vital Mediterranean trade routes, and its political autonomy directly correlated with economic prosperity. The unity of the local nobility ultimately allowed the Catalonia region to escape the influence of the Frankish kingdom and embark on its own path. The rise of regional independence, the path of Catalonia. The history of Catalonia begins with the establishment of the Hispanic March during the time of Charlemagne. This region, facing the Mediterranean, flourished as a crossroads of trade and culture, building its own economic power. The local nobility of Catalonia strengthened their autonomy without relying on external forces. Enacting their own laws and establishing local governance, they organized military forces to solidify the authority of the County of Catalonia. Cities like Barcelona developed as trading ports and formed a trade network across the Mediterranean, further enhancing their economic base. Amidst this background, the local nobility of Catalonia pursued independence with strong will, carving their own path, despite pressure from central authority and other regional powers. Moreover, Catalonia developed its own language, Catalan, distinguishing itself from other languages spoken in the Mediterranean region. Legally, they possessed their own code, reflecting regional legal customs. This was an important step in the development of autonomy in medieval Europe, and helped establish Catalonia's self-governing political structure. Culturally, Catalonia nurtured its own artistic and architectural styles. Romanesque churches and buildings became a hallmark of this region's cultural identity, significantly impacting the self-awareness of the Catalonian people. These structures remain a valuable heritage, conveying Catalonia's independent spirit to this day. As a result, Catalonia established itself as an important cultural and economic center, with its own political system in medieval Europe. Summary: the 10th century on the Iberian Peninsula witnessed significant historical changes, including the territorial disputes between the Kingdom of Leon and the Umayyad Caliphate, as well as the birth of the County of Catalonia. This concludes today's explanation. In our next session, we will focus further on the developments in the Iberian Peninsula, examining the activities of Islamic merchants and the conflicts with Christians. Hello, everyone. Continuing from our previous discussion, today, we will focus on the turmoil and development of the Iberian Peninsula in the 10th century. Let's follow the trajectory of this peninsula as the influence of Islam begins to become increasingly evident. 3. Muslim merchants of Al-Andalus, a bridge of culture and economy. In the 10th century, trade in the Western Mediterranean experienced significant development due to the Muslim merchants of Al-Andalus. They exported textiles and ceramics to North Africa and the Middle East, contributing to the economic and cultural prosperity of the Iberian Peninsula. Let's take a closer look at the merchants of this era and the state of the peninsula. The expansion of Mediterranean trade in Al-Andalus. In the 10th century, the Mediterranean reached its golden age as a trade hub, with Al-Andalus playing a central role. Located in the southern part of the Iberian Peninsula, Al-Andalus served as an ideal trading base for Muslim merchants. They skillfully exploited their geographical advantages to establish a vast network connecting the entire Mediterranean. These Muslim merchants dealt in a variety of goods, including textiles, ceramics, spices, and metal products. Extending their trade reach to North Africa and the Middle East, their ships sailed across the Mediterranean, visiting various ports and strengthening economic ties between different cultures, serving as bridges for the exchange of goods, culture, and knowledge. Through their trading activities, the merchants of Al-Andalus contributed significantly to the regional economy and played a crucial role in the cultural prosperity of the Iberian Peninsula. The success of trade laid the foundation for Al-Andalus to establish itself as one of the economic centers of the Mediterranean region. Their merchant ships also carried cultural wealth, promoting the exchange of arts and scholarship wherever they went. The economic networks and cultural exchanges formed during this period played a particularly important role in the history of the Mediterranean world. The activities of the Muslim merchants of Al-Andalus transformed the Mediterranean from a mere boundary of water into a stage where people and cultures met and mingled. Textiles and ceramics, key exports of Al-Andalus. In the economic history of Al-Andalus, textiles and ceramics played a leading role in its glorious narrative. Muslim merchants of this region were central to Mediterranean trade in the 10th century, producing goods from their looms and kilns. The sophisticated textile industry, rooted in the southern Iberian Peninsula, utilized rich resources such as silk and wool to produce vibrant and intricate fabrics. These textiles were highly valued not only in Europe, but also in Middle Eastern and North African markets due to their high quality. Similarly, the ceramics of Al-Andalus were renowned for their beauty and practicality. Their pottery was distinguished by unique decorative techniques and colors, making it a premier craft in the Mediterranean world at the time. These ceramics served not only as functional household items, but also became sought-after collectibles among the upper class due to their artistic qualities. Through the networks of Al-Andalus merchants, these products were exported across the vast Mediterranean, establishing the region's textiles and ceramics as globally recognized commodities. The production and export of textiles and ceramics brought significant wealth to Al-Andalus, laying the foundation for the region to be recognized as an economic power in Mediterranean trade. Promotion of intercultural exchange and understanding. In the 10th century, the Mediterranean was vividly colored by the Muslim merchants of Al-Andalus, who served as a stage for intercultural exchange. They did not merely engage in the buying and selling of goods, but also traveled across the Mediterranean coasts, exchanging ideas, knowledge, and techniques among various countries and cultures. These merchants facilitated the exchange of religious texts, scientific papers, new musical forms, and even culinary recipes, taking on roles as learners and teachers in each locale. Their trade not only conveyed the intricate designs of Islamic art to the Christian world, but also introduced European craft techniques to the Islamic realm. Through such activities, the merchants of Al-Andalus became bridges between different cultures, promoting understanding and respect among the various cultures surrounding the Mediterranean. The influence of the Al-Andalus merchants during this period extended beyond the quality of the textiles and ceramics they traded. They played a vital role in shaping the cultural diversity and wealth of the Mediterranean region. Their presence serves as a notable example in the history of the Mediterranean, illustrating how commercial success is directly linked to cultural prosperity. Success stories of cross-border economic activities. The cross-border economic activities of the Muslim merchants of Al-Andalus played a pioneering role in international trade during the medieval Mediterranean world. Their sphere of influence extended from the Iberian Peninsula to North Africa, the Middle East, and even far-flung regions of Europe, creating economic ties between diverse cultures. These merchants' efforts served not only as a bridge for the exchange of goods, but also for the sharing of culture and knowledge, establishing an extensive network centered around the Mediterranean. Merchants of Al-Andalus maximized their geographical advantages to export high-quality products, such as textiles and ceramics. These goods received high acclaim in Mediterranean markets, allowing the merchants to reap substantial profits. However, their impact extended beyond mere economic gain through trade. They deepened understanding between cultures and, at times, fostered peaceful relations between conflicting regions. This cross-border economic activity illustrates the importance of an interdependent economic system in the Mediterranean world at the time, and can be considered a precursor to today's global economy. Merchants' initiatives demonstrate the potential for intercultural dialogue and cooperation, while providing a model for how economic activities can contribute to regional prosperity. 4. The confrontation between Christian countries and the Islamic world. Coexistence and competition of different faiths. In the 10th century, a structure was formed in Europe where Christian countries faced the Islamic world. During this period, Christianity and Islam transcended mere religion, becoming foundational to national identity and social structure. In Christian countries, the church permeated society, serving as the foundation for laws and education systems. It became the center of education and played a crucial role in protecting and developing culture and the arts, fostering a sense of unity among the populace. Conversely, in the Islamic world, the Sharia law, based on the Quran, formed the social foundation, providing guidelines for individual lives and the governance of society. Mediterranean served as a natural boundary between Christian countries and the Islamic world, where military conflicts and cultural exchanges occurred simultaneously. One notable event during this period was the Reconquista, movement to reclaim the Iberian Peninsula from Islamic control that had begun in the early 8th century. This endeavor spanned approximately 800 years, featuring intermittent battles between Christians and Muslims, with Christian forces gradually expanding their territory from the north to the south. However, this period was not solely characterized by military confrontation. There was also significant cultural exchange. In Toledo, Arabic texts were translated into Latin, facilitating academic exchanges. On the island of Sicily, Christians, Muslims, and Jews coexisted, leading to rich cultural interactions. In these regions, communities of different faiths respected one another and collaborated in fields of scholarship and technology. The relationship between Christian countries and the Islamic world during the Middle Ages highlights the impact of religion on international politics and offers valuable lessons on the possibilities for dialogue between different cultures. This historical context continues to hold significant relevance in today's international relations, providing insights into building relationships among countries with differing beliefs. Thus, the confrontation between Christian countries and the Islamic world encompassed a complex interplay of competition and coexistence, profoundly influencing the region's history and culture. The importance of religious tolerance and intercultural dialogue underscores its role as a key to peace and prosperity. Summary. Today, we journeyed through the 10th century Iberian Peninsula, exploring how different cultures and religions intertwined and influenced each other. The events of this era have had a significant impact not only on modern Europe, but also on our worldview. I hope you enjoyed this historical journey. If you found this video interesting, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We look forward to seeing you next time with more intriguing topics. Goodbye.